Something I see a lot of day traders make the mistake of is not knowing how to find the prevailing trend for the time frame you're trading. Because if we look here at the charts, this right here, this run up, this is all a bullish trend. However, I hit shorts today, and I am extremely happy with the shorts I hit, despite fading what someone might call the prevailing trend. So in this video, this is exactly what I want to break down is how to find the trend for your time frame. Because the trend is our friend is a cliche term that's thrown around quite frequently, but how do you know what trend to trust? How do you know how do you know what trend to trust? So getting into it, when we look at this, obviously we're making higher highs and higher lows, but I found shorts. How did I do that? Why did I do that? What I'm looking at here is this is a overnight short squeeze, a failed breakdown, you might call it, where we break today's low on this candle right here specifically, where we wick out the lows and then we just essentially initiate the short squeeze from there. We set a new high of week today, a new high of month today, a new high since Liberation Day. Why was I taking shorts? That's the question of the day. So let's put on a VWAP here, previous days VWAP, because that was kind of the line in the sand. And if we look at the 15-minute chart, we find a top and then we start to sell off. And to me personally, something that I have found to be very objective is if you put a high of day VWAP on, and the high of day VWAP crosses over the session VWAP like it did right here, that is telling you that the buyers are no longer in control at all. Like you shouldn't trust it if it comes back up. If the buyers wanted to stay in control, this line would go like this, not cross over. So that's been a hugely important note for me in my trading. Now, coming into the morning now I'm thinking, okay, I can find shorts potentially because that would be technically the current trend. Despite being in a uptrend on the 15-minute chart, what is price doing right before my entry? Price is selling off. And my second trade, or my first and only trade of the day, was after this candle printed. It was actually more like this. And if we go to the 1-minute chart, or even let's just do 2-minute chart, price is only selling off, just selling off completely. If I were to buy here, I am buying with the prevailing 15-minute trend, but I am absolutely fading whatever current momentum there is. So that specifically is why I ended up not going short today or not going long today, even though you might want to go long when the 15-minute chart is so bullish. We just made new highs of week, of month, and pre-market. Like that is extremely bullish. But then there was one trade. There was technically only one trade set up for me today, and that would have been this candle for the long side. That would have been this candle, stop at the lows, trading back to the highs. You probably could have managed to get a break even out of this trade or a small winner. But again, that's calling that this candle is going to be the bottom of the session. And that's you can't know that, especially trading against the prevailing 1-minute trend. So what did I do? I ended up waiting and I decided to short it here with a stop above this structure, and I took about 17 points out of it. So all I did was I said, what is price doing right now? Price is selling off. If price is going to recover, there's going to be long opportunities for me. But while there is not a long opportunity, I'm going to go short. So if you are trading on the 1-minute chart, use the 15-minute chart, but see how I'm saying through this whole sell-off, if we basically draw a line here, there is not a ounce of bullish structure. So why would I be going long? But if you're here, now we're looking for longs. It's about what's going on in the most short term of the longer term time frames, because we can have targets for the downside. We can say 5,900 is a target. And just the last thing that I also was thinking about today is something Umar Ashraf, who is an 8-figure day trader, talks about quite frequently, which is in the overnight session, if we have an abnormal move, do not expect the New York session to be the same volatility. If anything, we should be expecting the New York session to be slower, choppier. And in many ways, that is exactly what we got today. There's move, chop, 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 move, and then chop, move, and chop. So there's 3 big moves today. The rest is just chop. So with all of these things in mind, that is how I took my one winning trade today.